So I was speaking with a lady the other day. We had a new inquiry into my business. It was interesting. I jumped on a video call with this individual. She's an investor. She's actually based out in Spain. But the moral of the story here is about what we call in the industry paralysis by analysis, or paralysis analysis for short. Why am I telling you this? This lady was successful in business. She had a property portfolio. Anyway, long story short, the reason that she'd inquired into our company is that she'd gone through a change in her personal circumstance, had to sell the business, and had just recently sold off. It was actually the family home. Anyway, this lady, successful in business, multi-millionaire, business was doing 7 figures a year, all very good. Now, when I jumped on this call with her, I could see almost in her body language that she was stiff, and the way that she was looking at me was very much like a deer in headlights. And it was the fact that when she got on the phone, she was doing so well in business, was rolling with the punches, everything was working out, everything was going smoothly. And then she was hit with a change in personal circumstance. She had a knock-on effect with the business because she was involved with somebody personally that was in the business, and it was almost like a house of cards scenario. Now, when she jumped on the call, I could kind of see this shell-shocked element that she had. I could see that obviously the external had affected the internal, and she had now had this, what we call, like I say, analysis by paralysis. So she's jumped on the phone call. We're talking about her investing capital. What are the motivations? She was saying she wanted to generate cash flow. So she's got money there, obviously exited the business. She wants to generate cash flow, has got a lump sum there to invest. When I asked her, does she actually need the money? We got into it, understood she actually does. Yeah, she's still very, very young, plenty of miles left on the clock. She needs to make this money work for her. Now, when I asked her how long she's been looking, she told me 6 months. When I asked her, what have you actually done over the last 6 months? She said absolutely nothing. I just want that to sink in for a minute, and hopefully some of you now are understanding or not understanding whether that makes sense or not. Now, let's put ourselves in that position. Earning good money, high income, high net worth, all of a sudden exited the family home, got a large lump sum of capital, and then go down to earning no income with a load of money in the bank. Now, how does that make sense in any way, shape, or form? And what this comes down to is the cost of inaction. Inaction is the biggest cost that you will ever consume. I'm going to say that again. Inaction, which means not taking action, is the biggest cost that you will ever consume. Now, let me break that down. In terms of this particular individual, her energy had changed. She's lost time. She's now got money deteriorating in the bank versus inflation. Everything that a business owner does in order to be successful, she is doing the absolute polar opposite. Now, how can you utilize what I'm telling you today? We need to get in touch with our inner compass. We need to understand what our core mission statement is. We need to understand what our motivations are, what our goals are, what our why really is. And until you actually know what the above are, you're simply going to be off track with your internal navigation system.